a tinkerer, an innovator.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you look at something like that and think, I wish I could set my music free. I wish I could be free to get my music from anywhere, use any software to sync up with the iPod, which is something, you know, that Apple doesn't let you do. Doesn't the inventor part of you think, well I want to tinker, I want to plug it into something else. I want YamiPod to always work with my iPod.
There's yes and no's to that.
And
obviously,
failing every time they update the firmware.
A big part of me wants that, but another big part of me wants it reliable and to work well. And I ask the question, is there a high cost? Do I pretty much get the musical experience that I want in my life very low cost through Apple? And the answer is yes, I get it easily what I want. Would I get more? Would I really get more if I had it the other way? I don't think in any measurable sense. You'd say, oh, I got this song or I got that song, I traded it with a friend, blah, 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 blah. And it's not, but all those things, everything in life you can actually put aside is kind of minor. Apple does a great job.
What do you make
and without Apple, I'd have to, if I had to tangle with dragging files from here to there and using
you love that though, Steve.
software.
Come on, you'd sell them together if you could.
Somebody else would have easy to use software, but okay.
But what do you think of, for example, the iPhone hacks, where you can unlock your iPhone and start downloading apps that don't come from the App Store, connect it to a different network? You know,
I love it.
The hackers are out there and they want to get inside this thing.
I
and
love
they break it
and
down.
some of the applications. I mean, you have applications now that will record video, and it's pretty good quality, 15 frames a second. And I'm a user, so I want those things. Yeah, I want more of the world, and I don't like to be locked off from it because I'm the sort of person who wants to sit down and actually write some hacks and and code them up, some easy programs that are either fun or useful, and that's the whole idea of open source movements.
There are some of our viewers right now saying, could you pop in and talk to Steve Jobs about that?
Well, listen to this. The iPhone is not necessarily a raw computer platform. It also includes a cellular phone, and it attaches to a cell network. And you need to have certain levels of security to protect the network, to protect your relationship with the carriers. So the iPhone is probably taking some very reasonable steps to avoid somebody figuring out how to step over a very bad line that would hurt us.
I guess on that subject, if you look at Google's Android, that goes the other side of the line and lets anyone write anything they want.
I know, and that sounds like a lot of fun. But what I want to see is the Android apps and the Apple apps. And if the Android apps, whoa, these are doing really useful things that people want, and they're all over the place to flood the market. Apple will learn a good lesson if that's the case. Yeah.
I think you've mentioned in the past that you want the programmer to be more important than the CEO of the company. You know, they've got the talent, they make the thing happen.
Engineers very often don't get much credit. They don't get much of the praise. The company comes out and takes all the credit, and a bunch of engineers that thought up these ideas feel like, oh, we're just left out, we're not important. I came at a rare point in time. The computers before me were so huge, they took teams of engineers to build. The computers now are worth so much money, they take teams of engineers to do that well, and plus manufacturing technology is a big part of it. One little point in history where one person did it all the hardware, all the software, the computer languages, the accessories, the mass storage, so that was a very rare point in time.
It doesn't strike me.
It's rare and lucky, but
it's not possible to do it now.
But today, and that was the era when we were talking about, the guy who knows how to program will come in and turn over the companies who have their big structured mainframes, and by being unstructured, we'll be able to do better, quicker work. And it was a driving influence. It really drove me to want to build these machines that would do that. And it's not the case anymore. Back then we were talking about the companies owned the computer. You were not the master, you were the slave. You could write a program and use their computers, and you felt very diminutive in front of them. Well, now, if you go to work, you don't say, I'm bringing my computer in, I'm going to be Mr. Special. You don't say that. That's what we were dreaming would happen. What happens is you go in, you say, what kind of computer are you giving me? Is that the only size screen I get? Can't I have a second screen? It's like it's the company's computer, and you expect them. You kind of expect it, so it's not like I'm special because I have one.
What are you most proud of?
The Apple II design had so much magic in it as an engineering. The engineering and the hookup. I used to say other things, that I was more proud of having started my dial-a-joke, my joke answering machine, or the floppy disk design within Apple is a story that is just so incredible on its own. But the Apple II had so many advances that nobody else would have thought were possible in small computers. I've got to put that down as number one. So it's the engineering job on it.
Steve, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thanks. Good being here. Yeah.